ATL.GA Faithful, my people. I'm the Douglas Carter back on the scene doing my thing, and I just want to say I appreciate you and the work that you do. It's been a second since I dropped a video, man. But the content for the Atlanta Falcons is about to go crazy. I'm sure everybody seeing this has already heard, about Raheem Morris getting fired, and Terry Fontenot getting fired, and Rich McKay moving further away from the Atlanta Falcons operations, and Matt Ryan possibly coming in and what role he'll have, and Arthur Blank, wrote a letter to the fans, to the people, talking about he's going to do whatever he has to do to get us a consistent product and a consistent winner. I circled some stuff in that. Maybe I'll throw that in the video. And he says he appreciates our loyalty and our support, and the product hasn't supported us back, and that he's basically guaranteeing we're gonna get it right sooner than later, which it needs to come sooner than later, because as a Atlanta Falcon supporter, enthusiast, fan, whatever you want to call it, for years and years and years and years, man, we need a consistent product. I don't even really know how to feel. Like, I wanted Raheem Morris gone. I definitely want Zach Robinson gone. I definitely want special teams coordinator Marquise Williams gone. I want to keep Jeff Ulbrich. I want to keep Jerry Gray. But besides that, a complete overhaul. And I thought Terry Fontenot did a decent job and he could have stayed, but I don't have a problem with everybody going now. What matters is who we bring in. Now it's candidates. Who's going to be the head coach? Do we want an offensive-minded head coach or a defensive-minded head coach? To me, it doesn't matter whether it's a defensive-minded or offensive-minded head coach, as long as he's a real head coach and knows how to do game management, time, clock management, which Raheem Morris was terrible at, absolutely awful. And Zach Robinson's play calling, trying to run Bijan Robinson into the dirt, totally inexplicable, unexplainable, incomprehensible, undeniable. Like, it's just, I do not know what Zach Robinson was thinking or what kind of game plan he was rolling out. It was atrocious. So I don't like the fact, that we're changing coaches so often and GMs so often, because I do believe, like, you have to have some level of sustainability, some level of continuity. But at the same time, I'm glad we ripped the Band-Aid off sooner than later, before we let it get all soggy and nasty. Just take it off while it's fresh, start new. And I do believe Matt Ryan will do some really good things if he is in charge or has a role in this Falcons organization. As far as our offense goes, if we can just hire the right offensive coordinator, the head coach can be defensive or offensive, it doesn't matter. You just got to have the right OC to put these pieces in play. And as far as Kyle Pitts goes, I do not want him on this team. I know he had a good end of the season. Yeah, it's also a contract year, and then he's going to disappear again. Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel he put his body on the line to try to make as much money as he can for his last run, but I don't think he really loves this game. He already said that he don't really care about the city or the fans, and it's just business. Now, Drake London, on the other hand, do you like being in Atlanta? Do you want to be here? Hell yeah, I love Atlanta. I love the fans. I love my team. That's the kind of dog I want on my team. So we keep Drake London. Don't know what happened to Darnell Mooney. Don't know why, I think Chris Blair got brought up, but we still never threw him the ball. And what's the deal with, Ike Hilliard and Ray McLeod and Kadero Hodge? What was the deal with that? It all just seems so out of whack. Glad that we swept the Aints and they're in the cellar. I know Big Q was talking about that we was going to be in the cellar, but not quite. We on the top bunk. They on the bottom bunk. We helped the Carolina Kitty Cats Merry Christmas, late Christmas, Happy New Year's present. I knew the Bucks were going to win that game for absolutely no reason. It's atrocious that we all tied 8-9, and I do think we are the best team, but yet, we didn't win the games we could have or should have, and I put most of those on coaching. Yeah, it's been a crazy season. I'm ready to start fresh with the Atlanta Falcons, and then, our Georgia Bulldogs, Ole Miss beat us, and I wonder if Ole Miss can make a run and win the whole thing. We'll see. I would really hate for Miami to win it all, but Indiana looks pretty good, and maybe some people sleeping on Oregon, but we know that the Bulldogs are going to be consistent winners, especially with Kirby Smart and the young talent that we got. The Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young, it's time for him to go. Let's see what we can get for him. The trade rumors are out there, and I don't see why we would give him any kind of max deal, or I don't even know what team would want him, but we'll run it with Jalen Johnson and see what that does. Atlanta Braves shaking things up. We'll see what Walt Weiss does. They should be back in the playoff hunt. Atlanta United, we'll see what they do. But yeah, this whole year for Atlanta sports teams, not been the best. It's a revamp year. In 2026, hopefully we hit the ground running with all our sports teams doing better, making better decisions, making better front office decisions, better personnel decisions. Back to our Atlanta Falcons, our defense is legit. Broke the sack record, 57 sacks. That's a beautiful thing to see. James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker. I'm glad to have those cornerstones for a long time. Xavier Watts, Jesse Bates coming through. Man, can we just keep the throwback uniforms as our home uniform? Because, man, we just win in those things. And I think they're the tightest uniform in the NFL, man. I don't think any other uniform looks better than that red helmet with that black falcon on it. I heard some people talking on 929 The Game about possibly getting rid of Rise Up. Now, I know they done spent millions probably on that promotion. And y'all know, if y'all been on my channel, I'm with the ATL. Let's Hunt. Let me know if y'all think we should just switch everything up. Now, I had made a video about possibly Deion Sanders for a head coach. Yeah, I know that's probably not going to happen, but I wouldn't be mad at it. And I don't hear anybody talking about Lincoln Riley as an offensive coordinator. I wonder if we could pull him up from the college ranks and make him an OC, not a head coach, but an OC. I just want an innovative mind that knows how to work with quarterbacks. We don't know what the deal is with Penix. It is worrisome, all his injuries, 5 out of the 8 last seasons, season-ending injuries. And then we don't even know what's going on with Kirk Cousins. You have flashes of Kirk O'Chains, then you got flashes of, somebody who can't really do it like it needs to be done. I will say that, him being the veteran quarterback did help us win some of these close games down the home stretch, but the games didn't matter, so that doesn't really matter. Finishing strong is good, but being consistent and going to the playoffs is better. There's a lot of head coaches that I wouldn't mind, and at this point, give me a proven winner as the head coach. Get me a young, innovative OC, not somebody that's trying to learn on the job like Zach Robinson. Keep Albrick. Let's put the pieces in place, because we got the core players that we need. I hope Algier, we can figure out a way to keep him and Bijan, but it doesn't look like the case. I think in this draft we really need to make sure we get a cornerback too to go with AJ Terrell. We got some depth issues that we could square up, but overall I think our defense has, minimal holes to fill. Offensive line, You know, we getting a little aged up there. Jake Matthews, he's still good, but shout out to Jake Matthews, man. The Iron Man for real. Him and Matt Ryan, man, they don't hardly miss no games. Um, but you know, we'll see if Caleb McGarry comes back healthy, and if he's even going to be good enough. Because Elijah Wilkinson, man, all the false starts, all the blown assignments, it was hard to win with him filling in. I think Newsel did an okay job, and Lindstrom and Bergeron did pretty good. Yeah, Bijan the Matrix, he's something else. You know, Drake, he's going to be there. I think we can maybe draft a good tight end for Kyle Pitts' replacement in the later rounds, and just find a gem there at tight end, because I feel like that's one position you can find some hidden gems. Yeah, we need a wide receiver too. I don't think Mooney's going to be here, so if we could get, you know, another wide receiver in the draft. I know we don't have a first round pick, but we just got to hit, and the front office has to be right. And I'm glad we're making the changes, and I just hope that we hire the right people and end this drought. We should have won the NFC South 2 years in a row, and that's mainly the reason I think Raheem and Terry Fontenot was let go, because Big Low said we had the NFC South gift wrapped and packaged. Y'all excuse this loud car in the background, but I'm just chilling, telling my thoughts. They say that the Atlanta Falcons, out of the teams that need a head coach, I read an article saying that we were the best situation to go into, and I think that's true. Let's do it right this time, Arthur Blank. Hey, y'all let me know in the comments what head coach y'all want. What offensive coordinator do you want? Do you want to keep Jeff Ulbrich? What do you think Matt Ryan's role should be? What are we going to do at the quarterback position? You know, and how you think the schedule came out to where they showed who we'd be playing this year. You know, I think we got the NFC North and the AFC North with the Commanders, the 49ers, and the Chiefs mixed in there. How you think we're going to fare in the next upcoming year, man? I'm going to keep making content. I appreciate all my subs who stuck with me, and I'll see y'all, you know, at events, training camp, whatever. You know how we do. All right, man, I'm going to end this video like I end all my videos. Thank God it works, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your day or night. One.